Hello, Namaskar. India's infrastructure has taken a giant leap in recent years. Expressways, airports, dedicated freight corridors. These are all things that we can be very, very proud of. So during my recent 2-week trip to the United States, I decided to compare the infrastructure in the world's number one economy, USA, with what we are now seeing in India. And I would like to present my findings in this video. I decided to give marks out of 100 for what we are seeing in India today. And my marks would be as follows. I would give the government 80 out of 100 for the quality of infrastructure that it is providing in India. But I would give all of us, the public or the Janta, only 50 out of 100. Why have I been so harsh with the public? Simple reason. सरकार ने तो अपना काम कर दिया है by providing great quality infrastructure in India. But hum log, public, we are not using it well, and that is why I'm giving it only 50 out of 100. And in the rest of this video, I'll give you my 3 reasons why I believe the government should get 80 out of 100 and the public only 50 out of 100. So watch on for these 3 reasons now. My reason number 1 for giving all of us, the public, only 50 marks out of 100 is that we, the public, create unnecessary traffic jams. I have just come back from a road trip to Uttarakhand 2 days ago. And while driving, it was a horror story. In spite of the 6-lane highways that the government has created, there were unnecessary traffic jams that all of us as public end up creating. ऐसा ट्रैफिक जैम क्यों होता है? पहला तो है कि लोग wrong side पे चलाते हैं. You have the 6-lane highway, but you'll have people driving on the wrong side of the highway. Trucks, cars, cycles, tractors, everyone drives on the wrong side of the highway, and that creates traffic jam in spite of there being very, very broad highways. The other place where you see traffic jam is that there are some of these railway crossings. Imagine the railway crossing mein fatak is band. There are vehicles waiting on both sides of the railway crossing. You're waiting for the train to cross. But while you're waiting for the train to cross, on each side of the railway crossing, there is a complete havoc because cars, scooters, bikes, they have occupied the entire side on each side actually. So when the gate opens, everyone charges in. There is no space for people from the other side to come here or for people from this side to go there because we have just decided to occupy every lane on that road on both sides of the railway crossing. We don't respect the lane concept at all here. The third reason why traffic jams happen is that on these highways, you're supposed to have fast tag on your car so that you can breeze through the toll nakas. But at the toll nakas, you still see jams. We see jams because some people have not topped up that fast card and therefore they're holding up traffic. On the other hand, there are some toll operators who also try and make a fast buck. I go very often on the Eastern Peripheral Expressway that goes from Delhi via Ghaziabad to Sonipat. I go there when I teach at Ashoka University, and every time I go, I see that the toll operator there has cars and vehicles queuing up because that toll operator is trying to make a fast buck by telling a car that, look, you don't have fast tag or your fast tag is not working. So look at the chaos. In spite of great infrastructure, all of us as people end up creating massive traffic jams. Compared to that, what I saw in the US was great discipline. There are lanes on the highways, there are lanes even on narrow streets inside a city. People follow their lane, and because of that, there is rarely a traffic jam that you see. So this is my reason number 1 for believing that we, the public, only deserve to get 50 marks out of 100. Reason number 2 why we, the public, deserve only 50 marks out of 100 is that we park very badly. Recently, I was trying to cross a short stretch of 100 meters in Horse Khas Market in South Delhi, near where I live. It took me 45 minutes to cross that road in front of Horse Khas Market because everything was parked so badly. People had done double parking, triple parking, etc., because of which traffic just could not move on that road. Now look at it this way. There is dedicated parking space provided in that market. There is also an underground parking next to the market. But we, the public, we don't want to pay that 20 rupees or 30 rupees as parking fees. So हम लोग decide कर लेते हैं कि रास्ते पे गाड़ी लगाएंगे, क्यों 20 रुपए देंगे किसी को and uski wajah se parking becomes such a mess that we create utter chaos on the road. What I saw in the US was very different. Government as well as all private bodies, anyone who has a building provides for adequate parking space. There are clear markings that show where you can park and where you cannot. And look at one of the pictures that you'll see on the screen, and the markings are so clear, and people, when they come with their cars, they follow those markings, and if they don't, they get fined. Because of this, parking is such a disciplined activity in the US, and when in contrast, when you look at how we manage our parking or don't manage our parking in India, it leads to utter chaos. That's therefore my reason number 2 for giving all of us, the public, only 50 marks out of 100 because we park bad. My reason number 3 for giving ourselves only 50 out of 100 and the government 80 out of 100 is that neither the government nor the public respects pedestrians and cyclists. आप ये देख लीजिए, हम लोग बड़े बड़े हाईवेज बनाते हैं, रोड्स बनाते हैं, लेकिन बिल्कुल ध्यान नहीं देते हैं कि साइकिलिस्ट कहाँ चलाएगा, पैदल आदमी कहाँ चलेगा. हम लोग सोचते हैं सिर्फ गाड़ियों का ख्याल रखें. Even as drivers, it's like might is right. The person who drives a four-wheeler thinks that he's all powerful and does not give any respect to a pedestrian or cyclist on the road, which is why we hear every now and then how many pedestrians and cyclists are getting knocked down by larger vehicles. Lack of respect on this count is why I'm deducting marks for both the public and the government. In contrast, when you look at a Western market like the US, there is immense respect for the cyclist and the pedestrian. When a pedestrian is crossing the road, the traffic stops to let that person cross. Same for cyclists, there are dedicated pathways on many different roads. And unless we develop that respect for pedestrians and cyclists in India, we can never give ourselves 100 out of 100. So that's my reason number 3 for giving low marks. Let me end by saying that the government has given us what I call as the hardware, great quality infrastructure. अब ये हम पब्लिक पर है कि इसमें हम सही सॉफ्टवेयर कैसे चलाएं. What does good software mean? Good software means not creating traffic jams. Good software means parking properly, and it also means respect for pedestrians and cyclists. So if we can bring and add this high quality software to the great hardware that the government has given us, that is when we can truly respect ourselves and say we can give ourselves 100 out of 100 for the infrastructure in India. Until then, there's a lot of catching up that we have to do compared to a country like the USA. Let's wish ourselves best of luck on this journey.